is Mohammad Shokoohi-Yekta. I'm working as a data scientist at Apple, and I also lecture at Stanford University. And I've been working in Silicon Valley most of the years, and also some other companies like Samsung, Bosch, General Electric. And I did my PhD at University of California at Riverside, and my undergrad at University of Tehran. So I'm glad to be here. I think the main highlights from my talk was, one, that time series data is the new and real big data these days. The reason is because it's the type of data that you get from sensors, and it comes from from IoT devices. So that's number one. And number two, I also talked about some of the latest applications of some new technologies and concepts such as deep learning and blockchain that applies to big data, and showed the latest trends. And I also talked about some of the trends that is going on in the healthcare world, and how is the future of healthcare going to look like based on all these technologies. I think the future of healthcare is going to be, first of all, there's going to be like a blockchain platform for securely storing all the data and also distributing the data. For an example, I talked about one of the companies that we have co-founded recently called blockchain.ai, and there's tons of information there. And the main thing is that I think people in the future, near future, I mean maybe 2-3 years from now, are going to have all health sensors and wearable devices, and there's not going to be any need for going to the doctor anymore. You're just going to get monitored 24/7 at your home, and all this information and data is going to be stored on your cloud account, so your physician, cardiologist, or medical doctor can access the data anytime to make sure that everything is going smooth and easy. And I think that's what's going to happen in the next 3-4 years probably. Well, I think it's the way around, because for getting all these cool applications done, we need the data, right? And all this data has to be stored and restored from data centers. So I think the data center, the database part, is probably the core and the main thing that we first have to implement and build and maintain. And or like blockchain was one of the examples that I mentioned. And then applying deep learning and machine learning algorithms is going to be the next step. And once you get the data, you structure the data, and then you apply those algorithms. So that's why I think DCD and the technologies that are presented here in this conference are going to be the core technologies that we need for getting stepping into the future. So this is the third DCD event I've been participating, and the first one was in Mexico, second was in Brazil, and then finally here in Singapore. I had a very, very good impression, honestly, especially in the past two events. I was able to network and connect with a lot of esteemed speakers and also attendees here, and also get to know about some of the latest technologies that are going in the data centers, which I was not really aware of. So I think that's probably the main takeaways.